Hello and welcome back to the next part of the research analyst series. So the next part is basic principles of interaction with companies and clients. Though the power of internet gives an analyst the ability to acquire a lot of information, it cannot substitute direct interaction with companies and clients. Personal communication with management helps them to get a better insight into the vision of the company and its strategy to achieve the desired goals. However, it may also happen that management is misled the analyst by deliberately exaggerating positives about the business, painting rosy pictures to encourage them to write positive stories to influence the market prices positively. Therefore, it is always advisable for analysts to cross-verify the claims of the management prior to their recommendations. This communication with management, like any other, requires analysts to have a clarity of thoughts and good listening ability. But there are a few additional principles that analysts must keep in mind while talking to the management of a company. The following are a few. First principle is pre-meeting research. So while the management is generally open to interview with research analysts, they must bear in mind that these opportunities do not come very frequently and therefore must be made full use of whenever they come. Before going to meet a company's management, they must thoroughly learn about the company's products, industry, and competitors. Analysts must be familiar with the financial information of the company. Also, read previous year's financial annual reports to understand the direction of the company and whether the company has been able to achieve the goals it had intended to. The next principle we have is independence and neutrality of view. So during the research, analysts must have an unbiased opinion and should also hold their independence. Their analysis should be based on factual information and not led by personal inclinations. Also, they must make it clear with the management to not reveal any information which is not available in the public domain. Network analysts may use their network to acquire more contacts relevant to the research who would be able to provide meaningful insights into the company's performance and trends. The person who is responsible for the important activities and understand the heartbeat of the company would be the most relevant contact, and this person may not necessarily be from the top management. Competitors and other stakeholders of the businesses, such as suppliers, distributors, retailers, and customers, can also provide meaningful inputs to analysts and in the research process. Next principle we have is clarity of questions. As analysts start analyzing a company, there would be certain aspects on which they might need more clarity. Time with management would be effectively used if analysts have clear and specific set of questions in mind. It is advisable to go with the questionnaires to have a better understanding of the company's operations and future progress. Once analysts are done with research and research report is prepared, they need to communicate their findings to the client. There are certain guidelines that an analyst could follow in their communication with clients. They must be realistic in suggesting companies to their clients. Suggestions should be based on facts and figures and not contain an optimistic or pessimistic or biased view on the subject company. Communication done through written research reports should be simple, clear, and concise. If there is any conflict of interest, example, research analyst holds shares of the subject company, such information should be disclosed beforehand. Assumptions, if any, must be clearly stated in the research reports. Abbreviations, jargons should either be avoided or explained clearly in simple words. The role of a research analyst is to collect data or information from different reliable sources, interpret the data or information and convert it into recommendations that their clients can use. While doing so, it is expected that research analysts would perform their role with utmost sincerity, honesty, and ethics without any bias, following all the rules and regulations as specified by the SEBI, both in words and spirit. For this, it is also recommended to make use of technology like recording devices while interviewing management and communicating with clients only after taking their due consent for recording. So this was the basic principles of interaction with companies and clients. First, we learned about like what are the basic principles of interaction with companies and clients. First one was pre-meeting research. Then we have independence and neutrality, neutrality of view. The third one and last one was network. So these were the basic principles, and we should also have some guidelines like we must be the research analyst must be realistic in suggesting companies to their clients or communication done through written research report, or if there is any conflict of interest that should be disclosed beforehand, and assumptions if any must be clearly stated in the research report or abbreviation. We should also avoid abbreviations and jargons and explain clearly in simple words. So this was the chapter number 1.3, basic principles of interaction with companies and clients. And in next video we will cover next chapter, that is important qualities of a research analyst, chapter 1.4. That's it for now, and thank you. Next chapter is important qualities of a research analyst. So the job of research analyst requires quantitative and qualitative skills. An analyst needs to have a high degree of comfort in dealing with numbers, to be able to analyze various financial factors, identify trends, and see the interrelationship between different factors. At the same time, he needs to be methodical, have an inquiring mind, and be discerning to know where to find relevant information. Ability to understand business models and competitive dynamics in a business is another important quality an analyst must possess. Using these skills, a research analyst comes to the conclusion whether he would be in favor of or against investing in a particular industry or a company. The qualities that are desired in good research analyst are good. They should be good with numbers, and they should also be good with Excel or spreadsheet and any other data analytical tools. They should also have clarity in financial concepts, ability to read and comprehend financial statements and reports, ability to ask pertinent questions, attention to details, and communication skills, verbal and written both. This was the end of the chapter 1. Next video we will cover chapter number 2, that is introduction to securities market. Okay, that's it for now.